Hello my lovelies, my name is Miki Dragon and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's lovely to have you here. We're back again for Love Week and we're playing a game called Love and Guillotines. Let's get into it. Oh, this is adorable. I love this. Okay. Let's start. How does our camera look actually? You are a bit in the way. This is fun. Okay. There's probably nothing going on in the top corner. We'll go here. Viva la University. Home to the brightest minds, or the heaviest pockets, France has to offer. The school's political society club has garnered a reputation for violent student demonstrations and outlandish performance art installations. Most recently, a massive monument resembling a guillotine has been erected in the middle of the grassy quad by the group. Okay, today's the day I finally join those who are making history. Here goes nothing. As my hand reaches toward the club door, I'm interrupted by a high-pitched voice yelling in my direction. Should I try a French accent? It's probably not gonna be good, but we'll try. We'll try. Not for that sentence. Hey, you're new here, right? Yeah, today's my first day of class. Oh, look at her! Are you Marie Antoinette? I like the feather. It's very nice. That's so awesome. I wish I could relive my first day. My name's Marie, by the way. Hey, were you thinking of joining any clubs? I'm the president of the High Society Club, and I think you'd be a great fit. Well, I was actually about to go see about joining the Political Society Club. You don't want to join those losers. Trust me. They're totally lame, and I heard they smell... I guess I can see what your club is about. The rich people club? The High Society Club. Great. I'll introduce you to everyone. Marie grabs my hand and pulls me down the long hallway. We cross the quad, and I take notes of the huge art exhibit on display, installed by the Political Society Club, and yet to be taken down by the university. It's impressive, and quite intimidating. Marie notices my staring and increases her pull on my arm. We approach a large, ornate mansion opposite the quaint building that houses the Political Society. Wow, this is something. Isn't it great? Marie moves to push the door open. Marie! Oh no. I'll try it. We'll see how this goes. Marie! What are you doing with that new recruit? Oh god, just keep walking. Wait, but who is that? You're the one that contacted us about becoming a member, right? My name is Max. I am the president of the Political Society. Never mind, not doing it. I hate it. What are you doing on this side of the campus? They smartly decided to come hang out with the cool kids on campus. Isn't that right? Don't worry about it. Marie always does this with our new recruits. I just don't understand you guys. You're always talking about how things need to change or whatever. But I personally think things are perfect the way they are. We know you do, Marie. So, kid, are you coming with me? Oh. We will... I feel like I'm gonna get killed if I go with the High Society. We'll start with the Political Society, and then we'll try the High Society and try not to get killed. Sorry, Marie. This club is the main reason I applied. I really can't pass it up. Marie scoffs at us. Well, suit yourself, I guess. Marie daintily glides away down the hallway. She really is very stunning, but I have to keep my eyes on the prize. Well, now that she's gone... Gives me Dead Poets Society vibes. Max pushes open the doors to the club room. Inside is a plain room with few desks arranged in a circle. We haven't been properly introduced. I'm Max, president of the Political Society. The rest of the members should be here any minute. Please have a seat. Max walks to the front of the classroom and takes his seat at the larger desk. I slip into a chair close to the back. We sit in silence for a few moments while Max does something at his desk and members start pouring in. Hello! The first member to limp in is a sickly-looking senior student who takes a seat next to Max. His hair is messy and he's far from conventionally attractive, but he still carries with him an air of authority. He doesn't seem to notice I'm in the room. He hobbles over to a seat. Following him, an attractive student with manicured nails and well-groomed hair saunters into the room. One look at him, and you know he considers himself hot shit. He gives me a wink before taking a seat next to the sickly upperclassman. The next student to show up throws the door open and slams his bag to the ground. Everything about him screams drama. He makes a show of sitting in his chair, making as much noise as possible, making sure he has everyone's attention. Max looks up from his papers with a look of annoyance. Let's see then. We're just missing... Sorry, I'm late! The voice is coming from a young-looking freshman running through the door. He's handsome, and he appears very self-assured. He's trailed by the final member of the club. Hello. The final member of the club saunters in with sly confidence. His features are almost snake-like. As soon as he enters the room, he approaches Max to shake his hand before seating himself right next to me. Max stands up from his desk. Now that everyone's here, why don't we do introductions? Who would you like to meet first? Who would I like to meet first? Snake-like kisses! We'll meet bold and well-groomed. An excellent choice. My name's Bert, and it's my absolute pleasure to make your acquaintance. It's nice to meet you too, Bert, was it? Bertrand, to be more precise. You, however, can call me Bert. Oh, we're already so informal. How do you feel about doing me the honor of taking a stroll around the courtyard? You mean the quad? Well, if you want to be pedantic about it, sure, the quad. So what do you say? I guess some fresh air could be nice. Excellent. Let us go post-haste. He sure seems to have a way with his words. Is this the one I'm bound to fall in love with now? I thought I was meeting people. Well, let's hope I chose right. We make our way onto the quad and take in the crisp fall air as we walk around the paved path. Love fall, dude. Now then, that's much better than a dusty old classroom, wouldn't you say? Allow me to further explain my role in the organization. It usually falls into my well-moisturized yet capable hands to settle disputes among club members and give the occasional ordination on behalf of our esteemed organization. Do the club members fight often? Bert gives a dramatic sigh. Oh, yes. Almost constantly. Max and a couple others don't trust the rest of the club, and the rest don't think Max's clique is extreme enough. Leaving poor, intelligent, handsome Bert stuck in the middle sounds stressful. You have no idea what the stress does to my complexion. And the other day, I found a gray hair. A gray hair! But I truly believe that if we were to be successful, we must stand united. You have a single gray hair? Boy, I got patches in mine. They're hidden very well, but they're there, and they scare me sometimes. How is the student body supposed to trust us if we are constantly squabbling over menial ideological details? This is gonna be so wordy. Oh my god. The other members don't understand the important role I play. Most assume I refuse to take a hard stance because I lack conviction. That doesn't seem very fair. I think you're right about unified front being important. Unified front sounds important, but don't you think strong convictions are just as important? United we stand, baby. Yes, exactly. Finally, someone who understands how truly pivotal I am to our success. Bert definitely gives me the feeling of someone who will come out ahead, regardless of the circumstances. I definitely want to be on his good side. I do what I do because I love the school more than anything. And I want to see it standing proudly hand in hand with liberty for eternity. I'm so glad you seem to understand that my intentions are pure. His soft hand, with its well-manicured nails, grasps my shoulder. How about I show you my favorite spot on campus? It's pretty secluded, if you catch my meaning. Is Bert hitting on me? Could a man who obviously takes such pride in his appearance truly be hitting on me? Well, I may as well. I would be completely honored to accompany you. Excellent! Let us depart. I follow Bert to a secluded garden near the northern edge of campus. He was right. It's perfectly secluded. We sit closely next to each other, oh my god, on the small bench. Bert brushes a hair from my face. Oh my goodness, are we gonna get a kiss? This is all devastatingly romantic. As Bert leans in, I expect a kiss. Instead, he holds the strand of hair he just brushed away from my face between his fingers. Now that we're totally alone, I can entrust you with my secret hair care routine. I only espouse this knowledge to those I feel I can completely trust, and you passed that test. Boy, we've known each other for like 5 minutes. The end? What? What? Okay. Alright then. Well, we'll stick with Max. I gotta go see the others. Well, we'll start with Max then. I didn't realize they were so short. Okay. I guess that makes sense. Me being the club president and all, feel free to ask me anything. Okay, how about... What's the hardest part about being club president? An excellent question. I would say keeping the club unified is the most difficult. Our members come from many different disciplines and worldviews, so it can be hard to keep everyone's eyes on the ultimate prize. That does sound pretty hard. How do you go about keeping that unity? I'm not sure I would be able to. It's definitely not easy. Just last month, I had to expel one of our founding members, a student by the name of Marie-Jean? Marie Jean, for sowing seeds of dissent among the other members. You have to be careful. You never know who's trying to take the society down from inside. Don't you think that comes off as sort of, I don't know, paranoid? There's no such thing as paranoid when you are in charge of an organization like this. We have many enemies, both inside and out of the walls of the club room. If you don't trust the other members, how are they supposed to trust you? I guess you would know more about that. How would they trust you? Was it not just you who said you weren't sure you would be able to handle my position? Why don't you leave this sort of thing to the upperclassmen, such as myself, and keep your opinions to yourself? Oh, no, I wasn't trying to say that you don't know what you're doing. I was trying to make a suggestion. Let me make this clear. I'm not open to suggestions. I'm sorry, And if you are to remain a member of this club, you will learn your place. Order is absolutely crucial if our campaign is to be a success. I'm sorry, I understand. It was scary knowing how quickly Max was able to flip the switch on his personality like that. I walk away, not sure if this is a leader I feel comfortable following. Bad ending! Oh! Okay. Is there a bad ending for the other guy? We'll find out, I guess. A unified front sounds important, but don't you think a strong convictions are just as important? That's how it always begins. Soon enough, they'll have you convinced that I'm the enemy. I don't think you're the enemy. I just think you might be a bit of an idealist. An idealist? Now that's a new one. Please do me a favor and go back to join the others. It's not like... Now, please. Looking at your split ends, it's stressing me out. This club sure seems to have some egos. So everyone has a good and a bad ending. Huh. Alrighty, this is certainly not what I expected, but I'm not mad at it. I guess you would know more about this sort of thing than I would. That's why they pay me the big bucks. You're getting paid to do this? So, if that's the most difficult part of your position, what would you say is your favorite part? Now, that's a hard one. I would probably have to say helping to pave the way towards true equality on campus. Wow, that's pretty noble. Oh, please, doing the right thing is the bare minimum. Don't look at me like that. There's a twinkle in his eyes as he continues to tell me about his plans for the future, how he plans to redistribute funds from Marie's club among those that are underfunded. He knows how he has to break some eggs to get there, but he's so excited to get to the end result of true liberty. His passion is mesmerizing. I've never seen someone speak with such passion before. Well, then I'd say it was about time you did. A revolution is nothing without passion. What do you say you stay after the meeting and we can discuss our convictions a bit more? I can't help but notice he blushes when he asks if I'd like to stay after the meeting. Seeing such a powerful person blush is, to be blunt, adorable. I don't know. I don't see why I couldn't stay. After the club meeting, Max and I take time to discuss more of our passions. I show him the real meaning of cocky. Oh my god, that's awesome. I honestly, I kind of appreciate how short all the paths are. That way I can get through all of them. We'll go with the sickly upperclassman. Glad to make your acquaintance. I'm Jean-Paul Marat. But most people just call me JP. Or M. Well, I'm M, so you're JP. The frail-looking student's hand wavers as he reaches out to shake mine. Hi, JP. Are you alright? You were just shaking. JP pulls his hand away and smiles. Perfectly fine. Nothing to worry about. Nothing at all that impedes my ability to perform my duties to the club. What are your duties? Oh, that's right. I guess you wouldn't know. I'm the vice president. I also manage our weekly newsletter, the Sans Collé. That's pretty impressive. Don't mention it. So what do you say? Want me to show you around the journalism department? We're gonna make this easier on myself. Nah, maybe some other time. Oh. Can I go back? Yeah, that sounds great. Great. Right this way. As we make our way down the hall, we pass a young woman seated against the wall, surrounded by books. JP picks up the pace, clearly trying to avoid her. Hey, you! I don't think I noticed you around here before. Just keep walking. Ignore her and keep walking. Who was that? Don't worry about it. He'll be much better off forgetting you ever even saw her. Okay, did she do something? Sigh. I guess you wouldn't know. You won't drop this. We can talk about it more when we get to the printing room and have some privacy. I didn't mean to. No, never back down once you've decided you want something. We'll talk about her. Okay. That was a bit dramatic. We make the rest of the trip in awkward silence. He pushes open the door to the printing room and I follow him in as he flicks on the light. The room is dusty and scattered with printers from varying eras and various uses. He pulls 2 chairs from under the center table and motions for me to sit in one of them. The problem with that woman is she lacks conviction. Lacks conviction? She's not firm enough in her beliefs to actually make a difference. She's far too forgiving towards the ruling elite and does nothing but trash talk the political society at parties. She thinks we're too extreme. For example, the guillotine exhibit on the quad, she's trying to get it taken down. There's so many choices with him. Oh my god. She doesn't sound great. Yeah, I personally believe the most important thing in the world is to hold strong convictions. I think that's definitely something that's important if you want to make a real tangible change. Thank you! Finally, someone who gets it. Since now I know you're someone I can trust. I was shaking earlier because of a skin condition. It gets pretty bad sometimes, and I have to take special baths. It's stupid. Oh, that's okay. I think it's super impressive that you're still able to be so active while dealing with something like that. Hey, why don't I show you how to use my favorite printer? It's antique and kind of tricky to get the hang of. Really? You would do that for me? Sounds like a special machine. He motions for me to join him by the oldest machine in the room. You can definitely tell it's an antique. It doesn't seem to run on electricity. He opens a small box, holding various rubber letters and basic words. Go ahead, pick out whatever you want to print. I find the letters to spell out my name. Now, just dip the letters in ink and place them into the tray here. As I'm placing the letters, he grabs my hand. This one is a little crooked. Can't help but notice as he grabs my hand, it's shaking again. But it's different this time, more like he's nervous, less from an illness. As we stand together, I place the letters that spell my name into the printing tray. I can't help but think that this is the beginning of a wonderful friendship. Maybe even something more. The end. Well, we'll go back a little bit. Don't you think you're being a little harsh? Shouldn't we all be working together towards a common goal? You sound just like her and the rest of them. I'm sorry. Don't be sorry. Be better. Anyway, this is the printing room. You saw it. Let's get back to the others. I might have to have a very serious conversation with Max about your involvement with the club. Was what I said that bad? Man, day one and I already messed up everything. Well, let's see who she is. I turn around to get a look at her. We made eye contact, but it's too late to ignore her. Oh, she's pretty. Yeah, you. You're new, right? Yeah. And you are? My name's Charlotte, but my friends call me Charlie. Charlotte, please leave our new member alone. New member? Don't tell me you've joined the sausage party. By sausage party, I assume you mean the political society. Ugh. Trust me, you do not want to hang out with that crowd. They have zero tact. We all know how you feel about us, Charlotte. Now, please leave our new member alone. You know, JP, we're basically after the same thing. Just because our methods are different doesn't mean we have to be always at each other's throats. We are not the same at all. Come on, let's get out of here. Oh, is there a third club? Okay. Bye, Charlie. Okay. Well, I want to know more about Charlie and her ideas. And here I thought you would be a good addition to our club. Forget it. Come on, I'll take you back to our club room and tell you a bit more about what we're doing. I follow Charlie down a series of winding halls, and we come to a set of double doors marked Club Room 6. This is where the political association meets, not to be confused with the political society that you're already familiar with. Charlie pushes open the door, and I follow her in. The room is smaller than the political societies and is empty, save for us. Make yourself at home. Feel free to ask any questions about our group. I'm all ears. Back there you mentioned you guys have similar goals, but your methods are different? What do you mean? Yeah. Basically, both clubs believe in the power of the people. We just don't agree with radical methods used by the society. We think things aren't nearly as black and white as those guys seem to think they are, and issues can probably be resolved more diplomatically. To be honest, I think I like the sound of that a bit more. See? I knew you would. Can you tell me more about those methods? Okay, but this is top secret. We usually try to keep things civil, but we're planning on totally pranking JP at his next speaking engagement. We're talking water balloons falling down from the rafters. That doesn't really sound like solving things diplomatically. I can't deny that, but it's different when it's JP we're talking about. The guy is an absolute savage, and honestly deserves a taste of his own medicine. There are so many choices in this path, holy crap. That seems pretty hypocritical of you. I understand that, but you have to understand that to level the playing field and actually get things done, we're going to have to send a message. I'm not really sure I could support something like that, to be completely honest. Okay, well then, you can leave, I guess. No, wait, I mean, I'm still open to talking about it if you... I really think you should leave. Now. Can't help but feel like I've made my way into this hit list I awkwardly shuffle out of the club room. Only day one and I've made such a mess of things. Huh! Guess an eye for an eye. I knew you would get it. In order to unify, you have to send a strong message to the more radical among us, you know? Makes sense to me. If you're interested in learning more about everything we stand for, I can recommend you some reading. Before I get the chance to answer, she's rummaging around the room's storage closet. After a moment, she comes out holding a stack of books on philosophy. Here, these should be a good start. Just ask if you want more. I take the heavy stack of books from her, and it will definitely be a long time before I'm done with these and asking for more. Charlie plucks a copy of Rousseau's The Social Contract off the top of the pile. This is one of my absolute favorites. We could read it together, if you want. The sooner you start, the better, right? You mean like right now? And like together? Like sitting next to each other together? I'm totally kidding. Unless... Oh no. I'd be totally down for that. What could it hurt? She seems like an intelligent, strong-willed girl. Not bad to look at either. Really? I mean, really? Well then, if you don't mind, you can come take a seat right here next to me. I take a seat next to Charlie. It's a tight fit, but I don't mind. Neither does she, apparently. Okay then, let's begin. She opens the book, and we begin reading, brushing hands as we turn the page at the same time. Neither of us seem to mind. I think I'll hang out here with Charlie for a while. We're going through a lot, and there's still a whole nother group. Whew. Well, we've gotten through 4. Let's do the drama queen. Ah! Oh dear, I'm sorry, darling. I'm afraid you gave me quite a fright. Your presence is so unassuming. I didn't even see you were there. Thanks. No matter. I'm sure introductions aren't needed. You surely already are familiar with who I am. Truly? I'm sorry, I'm pretty new here. So be it. Let us remedy the situation. My name is Jean-Marie Collat de Herbois. De Herbois? Herbois? I don't know. Or simply de Herbois to those who I work with on a professional level. See, you find yourself lucky enough to be speaking with this institution's star actor. Ah, I see. Well, the pleasure is all mine? Yes, it is. So, what say you? Fancy a trip to my office? You have an office? Oh dear, the stage is my office. Oh, well, obviously. Oh my god, that's gorgeous. He takes me to the school theater in a way that I can only describe as a saunter. He clearly thinks very highly of his own artistic ability. We make our way through the auditorium and take 2 seats in the front row. Just as we're getting seated, an intelligent-looking woman holding a notebook pokes her head out of the wings. Why, hello. Oh Lord, what are you doing here? I could ask you the same thing. What could a second-rate playwright possibly be doing in this place of fine performing art? Ha! That's cute, coming from you. Enemies to lovers? Question mark? The woman brings her attention to me, seemingly noticing me for the first time. Oh, how rude of me. My name is Olympi de just Ollie. English major, and a much better playwright than your companion here. He scoffs. The nerve! Friend, please tell our dear Ollie that everyone knows that a woman is not fit to partake of the written arts. As a theater kid, and everything, having performed the written arts the last 16 years, I disagree with you. Wow, man, that's pretty sexist. Well, if you truly think I'm a misogynist monster simply for thinking the theater's no place for a lady, then I guess I'll die. I mean, you don't have to die. Ugh, ignore him. He's always so dramatic. I am an actor and an artiste. It is literally my job to be dramatic. Do you want to get out of here? I look back at the man who is obviously having some sort of meltdown. Yeah, that would probably be for the best. He looks like he needs some space. You have no idea how much space he needs. Ollie and I make our way to the dressing rooms backstage. This is usually where I go when I need some quiet to write. We shouldn't be bothered here. So, what brings you to the drama department? Interested in getting involved? No, actually. I came here with a great artist out there. We met at the Political Society Club. Oh no. Don't tell me you're one of them. Well, I'm definitely thinking about joining. But if they all act like that, I'm not so sure. I won't lie and say they're all like our good friend here. Some of the members actually have some pretty good ideas. My main issue with the group as a whole is that I'm sure you've noticed. It's a bit of a sausage party. They like to use that phrase a lot. Is it really their fault, though? It just seems to be the way things are here. Yeah, to be honest, it seems like they aren't really willing to do the bare minimum to be more inclusive. We're going down both anyway. That's the way I think. That's the way it's always been. Makes for a poor excuse. Care to try again? I guess I just think you can't blame them for falling into toxic patterns of the culture they live in. The whole point of their club is changing toxic structures within our culture. Why are they ignoring this issue specifically if they aren't personally misogynist? I'll give you one more try. I didn't know this was a quiz, but I guess they can't be expected to deal with every societal issue. They'll be spread too thin. Ollie's face goes flat, cold. The very least they could do is invite more women into their organization. The absolute minimum. If you don't agree, you can go join your best friend in the auditorium and scream about your art or whatever. You failed! This conversation is over. Not on my watch, it's not. Yeah, to be honest, it seems like they aren't really willing to do the bare minimum to be inclusive. I mean, they're not. Exactly! Like, it really shouldn't be that hard to invite some diversity into our special little club. I feel like there might be a bit of history between you and the society? Yeah, you could say that. I guess the long and short of it all is, I wanted to join, and they wouldn't let me. I ended up filing a discrimination complaint with the school. Wow, I didn't know they were that small-minded. Seems to go against everything they claim to stand for. Exactly! Ollie's smile falls, a red tint comes to her cheek. Hey, I actually started my own club, sort of, in competition, if you'd be interested. We focus more on equality and stuff. Honestly, I thought that's what I was signing up for in the first place. Sounds great. Ollie blushes as she picks up my hand and clasps it in hers. Oh my goodness, she's holding my hand. Okay. I think this is the beginning of a wonderful partnership. In the professional sense, I mean. Her hands are warm and firm. To myself, I hope that the partnership is all but professional. Hey, yo! Let's go. I love getting all the women. The women are my favorite. Alrighty. Alrighty. We did the drama queen. Did we do the positive ones for him? I don't think we did. We'll go back. Yeah, I didn't. I think I'd have to actually read or see some of her work to make a judgment call. Ah, I see. So I have to prove myself to you before you call out explicit sexism. I'm done here. And with both of you. No, come back. Don't leave me. Ollie storms off backstage, notebook in hand. That's not really what I meant. Don't worry too much about it. Our dear Ollie is a bit of a drama queen. The irony of him calling someone else a drama queen is not lost on me. Now, what I was saying before we were so rudely interrupted. Ah, yes, of course. The theater and how important it is to our cause. I guess so. Allow me to explain. As you see, as the great bard said, all the world is a stage. We are being watched, and we must put on a stunning performance that sends a strong message to our enemies if we are to achieve success. That is to say, we must make dramatic examples of those who stand against us. I think I follow? Can you give me an example? Of course! We're talking public humiliation, tarnished reputations, and even physical violence if we must. Wow! Those sound pretty dramatic. I guess if it's shock value we're going for. That is exactly what we're going for. That's how you send a message. And you found this effective in the past? Every time. Some of my colleagues find my methods gaudy and too far, but they simply do not see the vision. Well, if it's worked, I see no reason to not believe in it. He lays a hand on my thigh. Desbois. See, I knew you'd get... Oh, his face changed. See, I knew you'd get it. I could tell. You have the eyes of a true revolutionary artist. He's looking directly into my eyes as he says this. His eyes are twinkling with excitement. I place my hand over his. Let's make some art together. Can't wait to see how this backfires. Well, I'm not sure about the physical violence part. Some of my contemporaries have their reservations about that as well, but I assure you it's a necessary step. Don't you think it could result in the student body resenting us? If fear is what it takes to earn their respect, then so be it. I'm starting to think that Herbois is a little unhinged. He put his hand on our thigh. Unhinged is one word for it. I actually just remembered I have somewhere to be right now. I'm sorry I have to go. Why are you lying? I'm not. I really have to go get my clothes out of the dryer. Fine. If you're truly not invested, you're truly not invested. I wasn't interested in talking to you anyway. I hurry away, hostile vibes following behind me. Bad ending? Well, it is what it is. Alrighty, we've done these 4. The youthful underclassmen. Look at you. Not to be rude, but are you even old enough to go to this school? Ha! a keen eye. I actually skipped a grade or two, so technically I'm a year or two younger than most everyone here. The name is Louis Antoine de Saint-Just. These are such long names. If I am too much of a mouthful for you, though, you can just call me SJ.
Alright, thank you.
Interesting that they abbreviate their last name. It's very interesting. I can't help but notice the double entendre of if I'm too much of a mouthful. His wink makes me think it was intentional. I see you've already met Max. Isn't he just the best? Yeah, he seems to keep things together here. SJ leans in close and whispers in my ear. The hair on the back of my neck stands on the end of the invasion of my personal space. I've actually been working on a surprise for him if you wanted to come check it out. Yeah, sure. Excellent! Follow me. I follow SJ back to the large, ornate building I visited with Marie earlier. But this time, we make our way to the back. Wait! Okay, close your eyes. I do as instructed and close my eyes. SJ grabs my hand and leads me around the corner. Okay, now open. Nothing changed. I open my eyes to see a huge graffiti mural across the back of the building that depicts a guillotine. Across the top of the mural in large letters it says, "Enemy of the State." Well, that's a lot! How so? Well, I just don't really think vandalism is the way to get your point across, don't you think? Are you sure Max would agree with this? What do you know about Max would agree with? You just met him. Sorry, you're right. I was making assumptions. Yeah, you were. The magnetic force that seemed to surround us earlier has turned hostile. Do you just want to go back? Finally, a good idea from you. Yeah, let's go back. We walk back in silence. SJ is careful to maintain a physical distance between us. At least it's short. Wow, I bet Max will love that. I know, right? I knew since you've already met Max that you'd get it. SJ's eyes are sparkling with excitement. He's adorable. Hey, I actually had a couple of other projects similar to this, if you catch my drift. I've them planned around campus, if you'd be interested in getting involved with them. Yeah, sure, why not? SJ's smile widens. He grabs my hand, and we go tearing through campus, committing various acts of vandalism on club rooms belonging to wealthy students. If I'm being honest, I've never felt quite so alive, as I do while I'm running around with SJ, hand in hand. When we finally slow down and catch our breath, SJ stares into my eyes for a moment. I can't help myself. I pull him into an embrace, and he returns the act with a kiss? It's our first kiss! Oh my god. Hey, yo! Well, down to the snake-like kiss ass. Oh, he looks so broody. You're taller than I thought. You've been reading the school tabloids, huh? I blush. Guilty as charged. No matter. Napoleon! This all makes so much more sense. As I'm sure you know, my name is Napoleon Bonaparte. Please refer to me by my full name if you don't mind. Okay, Napoleon Bonaparte. Thank you. Now, if you're going to be a member of this club, you should be aware of some forthcoming changes. However, we must talk about these matters in a more private setting. I'm the PR rep for the club, and I have a few errands to run. How would you like to join me and we can debrief? Oh yeah, that sounds important. That's because it is. Please follow me. Without giving me a chance to respond, Napoleon is out the door and briskly walking down the hall. It's important that I tell you this, but it's important that it stays between the two of us. Okay. I've been spending the semester kissing up to our leadership in hopes of climbing the ranks. This is no secret. The secret is this. His eyes narrow and look me up and down before continuing. I'm planning on taking over after Maximilian is disposed of. Disposed of? I've been planning. Using my role as PR rep to plant some seeds. Haha, great. What kind of credentials make you fit to lead? Glad you asked. I'll have you know that I'm quite good with tactical planning. Tactical planning, sure, but what about leading? Wouldn't you agree that abilities in one department lend themselves to others? Well, not necessarily. He pulls a small notebook out of his pocket and scribbles something down. What's that for? Oh, nothing. Don't worry about it. He smiles a sinister smile. For some reason, I get the feeling I've been added to some sort of list. You certainly did. Can you tell me more about the plan? I make great friends with the other club members. I make them trust me. A feeling of dissent is already spreading within the group. I use that feeling to my advantage and strike when leadership is weakest. That's actually brilliant. Well, not to boast, but I know. A smirk spreads across his face. He looks very proud of himself. His confidence is attractive. I'm in. Fantastic! But remember to keep this plan absolutely secret. Napoleon clasps his hands to his shoulder and looks into my eyes, seeming to take stock of my moral character. I blush. Oh, of course. I'll keep Napoleon's plan secret. I can't say the same for my attraction towards him. We got through the political society. Let's start with the history society. I don't know. Marie seems cool. I promise you won't regret it. Well, hi, Percy. If you change your mind, you know where to find me. I follow Marie through the large ornate doors. They open into a lavish parlor full of pink cushions, antique tea sets, the works. Wow. I told you you wouldn't regret it. If I'm being completely honest, my motivations in talking to you weren't entirely pure. It's nothing bad, it's just... It's not very often we get commoners as cute as you. I flinch at the word commoner. Sorry. Old habit. Thanks, I guess. And so humble, too. Would you like to join me for some tea and cake? No time for a young romance like the present. Wait, romance? Okay, no harm in tea and cake, I guess. I follow Marie to a small chaise with a small table in front of it. While eating, I find her to be much less shallow than I first thought. Or have I become enamored with her dainty fingers, well-groomed hair, and perfectly applied lip gloss? So, what's the deal with Max and the rest of the political society? Ugh, can we not talk about them? We were having such a good time. I want to know more, but I'm completely distracted by the pearl necklace glistening around her neck. No, you're right. I'm having a great time here, and why do I need to bother with them? That's the spirit. Now you're getting how the other half lives. I spend the rest of the day with Marie. We talk in circles about nothing for hours. Something about her is entirely hypnotic. So much so that I've completely forgotten my original plan to join the What was it called again? Whatever. I just think I'll hang out here. Bimboification complete. Is that it? That was great. I loved that. That was amazing. That was everything and nothing like I thought it was gonna be. And the guillotine never got used. Kinda sad about that. But it happens. We got one kiss, a bunch of hand holding, a hand on a thigh. I couldn't quite tell what year we were in, but it was interesting nonetheless. I love that Marie's route only had her. The political society had literally everybody else. I think that's really, really funny. But yeah, I really enjoyed this. Thank you for coming along for the ride. My voice is kind of tired. That was a lot. That was a lot of words, and that was a lot. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.